Welcome everyone. We have the Jakks specific Sega, whatever this line is called. This line doesn't really have a like a name per se, but this is Sega All Stars, I guess. Closest thing I can think of. We've had a wave one of these already with Altered Beast, Alex from Streets of Rage, and the little monkey guy from Monkey Ball. Their scales were kind of weird, and I think we're going to continue with kind of a weird scale of figures here. I don't know if these are supposed to be 4-inch, 5-inch. They're definitely not 6-inch. They're probably closer to like a 5-inch scale, so like what the Bandai Power Rangers used to be, years ago before Hasbro took over. So about on that scale, and we'll do some comparisons so you can see these. These guys are wave 3. This guy's wave 2. There's the kangaroo from Streets of Rage. I have not been able to find him, and I've not been willing to pay over $100 for him on eBay. But in the States, I've not seen that kangaroo figure at all in stores or pop up online on Walmart. Which, by the way, in the US, these are Walmart exclusives. And I've not seen any kind of communication to say these will not be Walmart exclusives at any point. So, quickly into the packaging of each. Packaging's pretty cool, very nostalgic. If you lived during the times of these games, this white background with the grid was what the Master System marketing looked like. You've got the poster artwork from Altered Beast itself on the back. It does say he has 29 points of articulation. He's got a little fire effect, so that's pretty cool. Lightning Bolt is his call out. So that was the Were Dragon. We've got Joe Musashi from Revenge of Shinobi. So this was part 2 of the Shinobi series. And video game artwork here. And you can get this cool look on the back, and you get to see this little clip from the game. I think that's kind of cool. His call out is the Aborazuki sword. Never even heard of that. I didn't know that was a special sword that he had. And by the way, I was a Master System kid and Genesis. I did not have Nintendo. I was that person. Don't know why I became a Master System person. I think they were on sale, and yeah, made me a Sega fan for life. And then we got the Golden Axe dwarf, and I never knew his name, Gilius Thunderhead. That is a dwarf name for sure. We got some poster artwork inside. Here's the back. Got a little graphic of him using his power up special, and all he has is a call out for his broadaxe. So I guess his name was, top billing enough that he didn't need a extra special gimmick. All right, so let's get these out of the package. All right, so here they are out of the package, and these are some nice looking little figures. They are pinned. That's the only thing that's not quite like top of the line build engineering for this day and age. But like our dude here has got chest fly here. Actually it's kind of popped out a little bit. Let's see if I can get it back in easily. I think, nah, it's not in there good yet. And I might need to heat that up to get that peg back in there good. But, you know, he's got double elbows and double knees. He's got nice, thick, deep uh, ankle articulation. Got the swivel, hands swivel. This is a pretty nice figure. The head is on a ball joint, but very limited due to the sculpt. Joe, he's got similar actually. Um, yeah, double knees and elbows. His foot articulation, at least going back, is pretty good. Going forward is stopped by the sculpt. He's got little toe articulation. He's really nice. And there he is with his sword. And his little, I don't know what you call this, his little scarf around his neck has a little articulation point in the back. That's pretty cool. And the paint's pretty nice. I mean, it's not like the most painted figure ever, but it's crisp enough. It's got a little chainmail showing on his chest. And then last, we've got the Were Dragon. Again, all of the same stuff the other guys had. There is some kind of crazy ball joint stuff going on behind the neck. And all of these layers are different plastic pieces, but it doesn't help with the articulation at all. It's quite limited, but it looks cool. His wings are articulated, so they can go back and forth and rotate. The tail has a couple segments of articulation, and it is on a ball hinge in the back, but you got a lot of limitation because of the sculpt bumping up against itself. And he's got some weird animal style feet with a good range of motion. This is a nice figure. And the jaw is a separate piece, but doesn't seem to articulate. But you can tell, like, from a manufacturing point of view, that the jaw is separate. And basically just take this and just slide it in, and then he has the electric fire effect going on. So these are some nice figures. Articulation is kind of good and kind of mediocre at the same time. Uh, here they are with some of the previous figures, and we're going to see some of this weirdness with the scale. Like, I don't know why our Altered Beast guy is so small. He should be huge as far as a human. He should be maybe this size, and this dude should maybe be bigger. Uh, but here's our Streets of Rage guy, and these three seem to scale well, and then maybe these guys are in their own little world. Like, if there was a human with them, that human would be smaller than these guys. And then to kind of further drive this home, here is a 5K Toys Cody. So this is straight up 4-inch, not 3.75, but 4-inch. These are kind of like these are bigger than Star Wars. And then here's a 3.75 figure. His head's kind of big, but you can tell he's just a tad bit bigger. You can kind of see how kind of weird the scale is. Here's a 6-inch figure. Just so you will know, these are not even close to 6-inch. So I guess these guys are kind of like 5-inch scale, and I don't know what this is supposed to be like. Like I said, I think this is like its own little world. Maybe they decided they knew they were going to do the dragon. Well, the werewolf has to be smaller than a dragon, and they've kind of cornered themselves into the packaging being so big, the figures being so big. So they did this weird thing with the scale between these two sets of figures. I don't know why they did it. Other than that, that would make a lot of sense, but who knows? So, uh, all in all, these are some nice figures. I feel like average modern young person probably is not very familiar with all this stuff. You got to be a you know fairly older person to appreciate these versions of these characters. Yes, there was a recent remake of Streets of Rage. There's a new Shinobi coming out. We don't have any modern versions of Altered Beast. We've got plenty of re-releases of the home version and the arcade version. But Sega is a bit on this kind of like revitalization campaign. And I think there is a new Golden Axe game in development, so this might be one big thing for them to make money. Like they got this nice IP of all these characters that some people care about, and it's just nice that now they've decided, okay, let's make some figures that people have been asking for like decades. So yay for me. Younger people, maybe they're not getting into this. The only other weird part is these are super, super hard to find. Plenty of Monkey Ball at your local Walmart. Hardly ever any of the other figures. Um, you'll be lucky if you ever see this on a peg. You might see this on a peg. You'll see tons of these all over the place. And this is a nice figure. He's just not much of a, he's not much of an adventure character. He's kind of a cute little character. And then the next big question is there going to be a wave 4? There are definitely more forms for Altered Beast. There's still the human. There was two different human forms. Earlier I said this was from the second Shinobi game, but this is from the third Shinobi game. The second game, he had a black outfit, so they could do that. The first game, he had he didn't have a mask on his face. He had like a bare head, and he had kind of a still has some ninja clothes on, but you could see like his whole face. He didn't have like full on ninja clothing, so they could do that too if they wanted to. Just not as iconic, I guess. There's definitely more Streets of Rage. There's definitely more Golden Axe. There's more Sega properties like Space Harrier. I don't know how they would do this, but there's Afterburner. Um, there's a lot of other stuff they could do. Vector Man, Sonic. Well, we got tons of Sonic already. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And as always, tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.